Life is hard. Oh, yes it is. No question about it, right? Well, maybe we are only led to believe this way. What if life isn't hard? What if life is actually a blessing? Don't believe me? Watch this video until the end and I'll prove to you that life isn't hard, but something you should rather be grateful for. And not just grateful in the eating granola, burning sage, or tantric yoga sort of way. The type of gratitude where you get to appreciate every single day that you've got, no matter what life throws at you. Thus, in this video, we are going to discuss why people are led to believe that life is hard, and what you must do to change this assumption so that you can live a rich and rigorous life. This will be a motivational speech about life, so come back here to rewatch this episode whenever you feel stuck and need a gentle reminder. But before we do any of that, make sure you subscribe to this channel right now because we release life-changing videos on a regular basis where we talk about big and complicated concepts in a funny manner. All right, have you done that yet? I can wait. It's one of the many benefits of mindfulness. I can just wait and wait and wait until you've subscribed. Did it? Good. Now let's begin this discussion about life and why it seems to be hard. I want you to think for a second about why life is hard. What is it that makes life so hard? The most obvious answer is, of course, your life is hard because you have so many problems. I know. Everyone has their own little problems going on in their life. From hangnails to your mother-in-law to your mother-in-law's opinions about your hangnails. But which specific problems are making your life hard? Pause this video for a second and identify a minimum of 3 problems that take your attention. What is it about these problems that are so important? Is it the lack of money? Do you have problems in your relationship? Is it something related to work? No matter what it might be, it is a problem, and because of that, you cannot live a peaceful life. You see, you are not the only one who thinks that life is hard because it is a never-ending journey of solving problems. In fact, if you were to ask others about this, 9 out of 10 people would consider the same. Life is hard because life is full of problems. But what if that is not true? What if those problems have nothing to do with the way you should feel about life? What if you can actually gain control over this situation? Wouldn't it be nice to gain immunity over these problems? Like getting a flu shot that gives you peace instead of protecting you from disease-soaked preschoolers. But you might wonder, how is that even possible? How is it possible to be immune to what happens around me? How can I be calm and relaxed if my boss wants to fire me? How can I fix all the problems in my life? How is that possible? And my answer to that is, of course, it is possible. It is possible not to let yourself be affected by those problems. It is possible to live the kind of life where you are no longer affected by the things happening around you. It is possible to do that, not by finding some miraculous cure-all for your problems, but by changing your reaction to those problems. Stephen Covey introduces in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, a very important concept. One of the 7 habits he chose to talk about is being proactive. And no, not the adult acne medicine. Proactive simply means not to let yourself be affected by whatever is happening around you. For example, if your car breaks down on the motorway and it's the first day of your new job and it's raining, you do not have any control over that situation. You cannot control it. Just the idea of trying to control the rain is laughable, right? Instead, what you can control are your own reactions. You don't have the power of controlling the events occurring in your life, but you have the power of choosing the way you react to those events. You can either be nervous and lose your temper, or you can choose to be calm and find a solution. What most people do in a situation like this is very obvious. They will lose their temper, they'll start blaming others for what happened to them, and they will go mad. Someone like this doesn't understand that they can't control anything that has to do with external factors. Realize that those kind of reactions will only make things worse. You do not want to let those situations overwhelm you. You need to be proactive. You need to stop letting problems affect your life. Change the way you react to what is happening around you, and that will change everything else. In a situation where you are letting yourself be driven by your emotions, you are no longer in control. However, I must warn you that as easy as it may sound, this isn't something that happens overnight. Unlike inch-long ear hairs. Seriously, how do they just show up like that? I won't let myself get upset about these ear hairs, see? Even I have to practice it, because if it's just that easy, everybody would be doing it and we wouldn't be having this conversation, right? Now, what you need to remember is that if you want to make a significant change in your life, such as learning how to be proactive, you must work for that. But the problem here is that most people like being victims. And when I am saying that, I don't mean it in a physical way. No, what I mean by that is more profound. Being a victim means to adopt a victim mentality. Being a victim means to assume that everything happens to you. All the bad things are happening to you. All the problems are yours. When in fact, nothing is happening to you. Nothing has to do with you. It only seems that way. I know this is a bit hard to understand, but you have to understand that the problems here are not the external factors. Understand that life is hard because you don't know how to be proactive. Yet. You need to let go of your emotions. You need to start living life without letting the emotions dictate what you do. To break free of that vicious cycle, you must take 100% responsibility for whatever happens to you in a way that even if you get fired, you will remember that it is your responsibility to not let yourself be overwhelmed by any sort of these situations. You must take 100% responsibility in a way that if somebody crashes your car, you will be responsible for the way you'll react to that unfortunate event. Besides, imagine how funny it would be if you could react to your totaled car with a smile on your face. You'll be like a superhero of positivity. Before we end this discussion, there is, however, one more important thing I'd like to add to the whole conversation, and that has to do with the people you hang out with. Because people complain often, it is very easy to get caught in that victim mentality. From the weather to the politics to the train delay, people will find hundreds, if not thousands of reasons to complain. They love drama, thus they aren't conscious enough to realize that this is why their life is hard. If you want to be proactive, you must break this vicious cycle. So therefore, pay attention to people you are spending your time with. They can be a negative influence in your life. And sure, there are people you can cut out of your life. Looking at you again, mother-in-law. But you can be aware of how they speak and decide not to engage in their negativity. Remember, even if your life seems to be hard, it isn't. You are the only one responsible for the way you feel about life. Let me know in the comments down below if this is something that you heard about for the first time. If so, make sure you subscribe to this channel right now because we release videos on a regular basis like this which have the potential of changing your life for the better. Thank you for watching this video, and if you find value in this content, give us a like and share this video with a friend. That way, you can be a positive voice for a friend. Until next time, stay well.